I feel like this last year was like a whirlwind as far as like all the things that happened, like the Capitol Block Party and Bumbershoot, which were like huge. Those were like the biggest Seattle festivals, so it kind of felt like, okay, well, what, you know, like you did it, you know, and so that was an awesome feeling. At the end of the year, Seattle Times named my album like the #1 album of the year, so that was pretty amazing, and I wasn't expecting it at all, and I was like at a kind of a bad time, like I was doubting myself and my skills, and like, is this really what I'm supposed to do? Like, is this really like gonna work out? Things just don't always line up, and it's not such a clear path. I think the real victory is just like having people know my words. Like that baffles me every time that other people want to sing my songs, and like hearing people that I do not even know like sing my songs. So Water Me, I'm really excited about, and I'm happy I finally put it out. I wrote it like 4 years ago, I think, and my mom's been harassing me to put it out, so finally I did. For me, it just felt like a really appropriate time to just be like, it's okay, like if you don't have your shit together, because nobody actually does. I never would talk to someone, but I can still like make them feel like I'm there, you know, like, or that they have somebody with them and that somebody understands. So I'm really excited about that song and to see what it'll do. I'm constantly inspired by like young people, people of color, because I just feel like there's so many ideas and so many representations, and it's never been like a one lane thing for me. It's kind of just like whatever is in my heart and whatever I feel, and like it's good to just kind of like defy the odds. And that's what I like about a lot of today's generation of music. Because I came from like a songwriting background, I really tried to like use songwriting structure the way that I was taught. And so I used that when I wrote Ballin', and I definitely knew, I was like, oh yeah, this is a smash, like definitely. And I wanted to give it to Post Malone. I was like, okay, well, this is gonna be perfect. I think the way that I write today, and when the same kind of style that I write with Ballin', is so much more simple than I started with. You know, I wanted to like add all these details and like, this is a storyline, and she's crying on the floor and her dress is broken, and you know, all this stuff, but it's really like, she's just sad. That's what I want to say. And so the conciseness has kind of come through with Ballin', so that's been a good change for sure. But Ballin' was tight, and yeah, I was like, this one's gonna go. I was so excited. Yeah, Spotify Fresh Friends was really, really dope for me. I wasn't expecting it at all. They kind of just like let me know, and then they made me the cover right after that for like 2 months, and I was like, oh my god. So every time I opened it, I saw my face and I was freaking out, and it was really, really dope. For me, what it did was kind of open me up to all these different countries of fans, and now I have like a ton of fans in Norway and the Netherlands, so many fans in that I would like, I've never been there, so I would never be able to like reach those people. And like now it opens up doors for touring and like, you know, international travel and all this, and making friends and meeting people, which leads to more songs and experiences. And so it kind of just opened like a new door. So it's just a great feeling to know that music really is the universal language. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from, if it's a good song, then people are gonna like it. As I started performing and doing like some of these showcases, people started telling me like, you know, you should move to Atlanta or like LA, because you're an R&B artist and you're black and you're a girl, and it'll just be easier for people to digest you there. And so I kind of took the lack thereof here in Seattle and here kind of in the Pacific Northwest to my advantage. And I was like, all right, well, if there's not like a young R&B black girl from Seattle, then I'm about to be it. It's kind of like, if you put it enough in front of people's faces, they're gonna just have to face it. And like I said, I've been fortunate enough to like have some of the opportunities I've gotten as far as festivals and shows, and I'm grateful that it worked out that way. But I did use like as a lane. There's no one filling that lane, so like, I'm gonna do it. I'll be that. My style influences, I really like to be warm. I really like to be warm. And I love Goodwill. So kind of finding that balance between like, okay, I don't want to look like a bum, but I can't walk in stilettos. So where am I gonna find this, like, you know, this middle ground? And that's usually how I come up with it. My guilty pleasure, I do like Fashion Nova. So yeah, but I also like the designers that Fashion Nova steals their ideas from. So I try to stay woke. I do try to stay woke. My parents are like my #1 fans. They go so hard. Every show, they have their own different choreography every show. I'm like, how did you even come up with that? I don't know. Like, people really watch them more than they watch me. It's just a whole thing. And if you've been to one of my shows and you've seen at least my mom or dad busting a move, you know, their involvement is funny because I complained about it sometimes. And then I'm like, you know what, it could be different. You know, they could not care. And so I'm grateful that they care. I'm grateful that they, you know, really did let me do what I wanted, because I was going to go to college and then I was like, yeet, and didn't go. And they kind of have now allowed me, and now I've realized, like, okay, well, you have something here. Like, this is pretty dope. We see, you know, there you are in the newspaper. But it did take a lot of that for them to be like, okay. For so long, my mom was like, you don't have any fans. I was like, yes, I do. I do, I promise. Like, people listen to my music in China. She was like, China where? Like, so, yeah. If I could give myself any advice, knowing what I know now, I would say protect your art, protect your spirit. And like I said, like, you know, this industry and people that are creatives, our whole entire jobs are based on doing something that we feel and creating something out of nothing. Like, if you don't grab a camera, set up a whole entire, you know, a set, have the model, then nothing would happen. Nothing would be there in that space. Or, you know, if I don't grab a pen and write it down. So I think understanding your value, advocate for yourself, don't let anybody sell you short, know your worth and add tax. Be true to who you are. Don't let anybody sway you or anybody else's ideas. Like, consume other people's ideas. But Lil Wayne, for example, this is really important. Lil Wayne only listened to like himself for like 3 years. And he's amazing. You know, like at the peak of his career, he was a crazy lyricist. And for me, I've had to like take that just so that I don't let my individuality kind of get polluted by other people's ideas or comparing myself to other people. That will kill your spirit. And I've seen it happen. And so just know your value, like know what you contribute to the game. Like, you are unique, your ideas, your creations, and you're great. And as long as you keep like affirming that, and as long as you keep manifesting that, like, other people will see it.
I'll be busy ballin', 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 ballin'.